Boxing King Media in association with Boxro, one of the busiest promoters in the UK. Probably the only promoter this year was worked with everyone. Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I mean, we've come from the States. 10 days ago, we're Misfits on the Zone. Last Friday night, cracking night with Harlem Eubank, Tom Farrell in London, smashing Channel 5 records. Saturday night, we did the co-feature with Nathan Gorman. Disappointing night. Congratulations to Fabio Wardley, British Heavyweight Championship, and then obviously yesterday announcing the big fight, Junior versus Liam Smith on Sky Box Office. And today, the best.
See what's in your mind.
Exactly, that shows the hours of sleep I've had. The best all British matchup this year, I think, in obviously Troy Williamson defending his British title against the man, Josh Kelly.
Let's talk about that fight. So one of the first things I want to pick up is the experience in opponents that they've had. Troy, obviously, he's cleaned up domestically. He's had some good wins. Harry Scarf, a very underrated fighter. Kieran Smith, Ted Cheeseman, where Troy went in as the underdog. And obviously, if you look at Josh's record, if you're being critical, you could say, like Troy said in the presser, when he has stepped up, he's got a draw or he's lost. How key are them points in this fight?
Yeah, we can talk all day and we can all have opinions and we all know what opinions are, but it's this close to the fight now. Friday night, live on Channel 5, we will find out the answer. So we can analyse this, we can analyse that. He's beaten him, and I think it's too close to the fight now to even. I stop thinking at this point. When we make fights, then you look at things like that, and clearly we didn't hesitate in making this fight. It's a fight that's excited everyone. And it's excited everyone because it's one of those fights you tune in and you want to see who wins. You don't tune in because you want to see a performance by one person. You want to see a great fight, and great fights are well matched, and this is a well matched fight.
Do you think Josh is getting the credit he should be getting? Because a lot of people obviously be very critical of him after the Avanesian loss. He's only really had 2 warm-up fights, and he's jumping straight in against a type of fighter which people expected him not to do. A big puncher, aggressive fighter.
He should get that credit. But
I don't think
I don't think he is. But he should be getting that credit. But at the same time, I think he don't really give a damn because he wants to make that statement on Friday night. And if he does that on Channel 5 and everyone's able to see it, and there will be huge numbers, that's where to make the statement, isn't it? So he's not the type to really moan about things, Josh. He'll just be looking at it and then. He wants to go and make that statement on Friday night in front of a great crowd in the heated crowd in the Newcastle arena. That's I think that's how he sees it, and that's how he's going to do it.
One of the points Troy mentioned in the press about ticket sales, is there any truth behind that? What's made him say that?
No, look. At the end of the day, he's talking about the tickets that fighters take before a fight. I'm not totally up to date with which fighters have sold which tickets. Just tell you it's done very well on the box office, but we expected that to be the case. Fights up here with the right fights sell well, and it has sold well.
What are the plans for Josh Kelly? Are you looking to continue? Let's say if he's successful Friday night, is he going to continue at British level, or do you want to progress him quite quickly?
I know it's a British Championship. It's a beautiful title because it makes great fights. But I think this is already a world level fight if you look at them. Look, there's interesting domestic fights out there. Florian Marku, for example, is a name that sort of spots out. But at the same time, I've got to say, we're not looking past Friday. Let's get Friday out of the way, get business done, and then we'll talk about it. So North East takeover Friday night, first of all.
I've got a few more things to ask you, but I think you need it for the live broadcast. We'll pick this up in about 10-15. Let's pick him back up, Kalle. We spoke about the fight. I just want to speak about the fight yesterday. You announced Eubank Junior Smith, a huge fight for your promotional company. And one of the points I spoke to Nisi about is that it's quite unique that you guys as a brand have been working with all the promoters across the UK consistently this year. So how is that, and what stands you out from doing that from the other promoters?
Well, I mean, I think we we've always made a name of working well with all the promoters out there, and different promoters, different networks. We've got our flag in the UK firmly planted with Channel 5. At the same time, we've kicked off obviously with DAZN, a huge project this year with Misfits Boxing, together with KSI and Mams Taylor, and that's great fun. But we'll always work around our clients and around the stable, and at the end, if you have quality, the networks will come.
And obviously you mentioned Misfits there. One of the key questions to ask you about is obviously this guy Andrew Tate, who's now got his Twitter account back, so it seems like he's been accepted back into society. Would you potentially launch a big money offer for him to potentially fight somebody on a Misfits show, potentially KSI? Because I looked at the TikTok hashtag stats, I don't know if you know or not, but KSI and Andrew Tate are the highest searched people on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, we're talking 40 billion combined.
Wow, really? That's an interesting stat. You've done your own work. Look, Andrew. Misfits is first of all open to anyone who wants to box, is committed to either having had some boxing experience or committed to taking it seriously and showing us that that's the case, and has let's say a public relevance. I would say Andrew Tate ticks those boxes. Is he now? Are we going to prepare a multi-million-dollar offer for him to fight KSI? No, because we got Dylan Dennis to take care of first in January. But Misfits isn't just about KSI and KSI events. We've seen, we've had fantastic events in Sheffield, Austin, Texas. About to announce another 2 for February and March. This isn't like a one-shot stop. It's a rolling sequence of events. We're on DAZN Misfits X004 in January, 005 will be February, 006 will be March, and so forth. So, yeah, I'd love a bit of Andrew Tate on Misfits, absolutely. Leave it down to Mams, he takes care of that side of business. But yeah, maybe there's another fight out that we could deliver on the platform. Misfits is more of a community in that space,
Potentially, I think you could bring anyone, even give him a warm-up fight. And just to give you an idea how big it is, the next highest search person was Jake Paul at 10 billion. So KSI and Andrew in the 20s, and Jake's at 10. And then I think Tyson Fury's 2 billion.
Have you told Jake that stat? I'm sure he'd be. I don't think he'd be like to hear that. That's an interesting one. No, look, these are all huge names. Jake Paul as well. Come on. He's not knocking him. He, in terms of numbers, he's absolutely massive, isn't he? JJ said himself that's the reason he's got back into boxing, because he wants to take out Jake Paul, which is his goal, and he's going to do it. But at the same time, he also is very motivated in building up this platform and this space for crossover boxing.
Last question for you, Kalle. Chris Eubank Jr. announced yesterday to Sky Sports that he was not made aware of the August test. What's gone wrong there? Why was he not told about it?
I saw that on the way up, and it sort of read like I was aware of it when I read it. I don't know if that was me feeling like, like finger pointing, but I certainly weren't aware of it.
Why is that? Should you have been made aware of it though?
That depends on when it was and what it was and. In general, if it was before we signed contracts to fight, no, I've got no business with that, no. It depends when that announcement came to them, was made to them, who was it made to? Those are questions, I guess, that need to be answered. I certainly can't answer them, but no, we absolutely had no information about second tests and the likes of. A lot of rumours flying about, but that's from our side exactly the same as Junior.
Kalle, I appreciate your time. Good luck Friday night.
Thank you.